It's your boy, DeyZan Smyth-EL of the John Smith Moon Finance, aka mgthefuture. You know what I'm about. Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, good health, good thought space. I know the power of negativity and the new radiation can be overwhelming if it doesn't land correctly. But just remember, all energy is just potential energy, even negative energy. You always have the potential to convert it, usually for action, motion, movement, or dramatic change. So I can judge by how people are acting, how unusual things are, just in my own circle. So I can imagine for everyone else, man. Hang in there, man. What they say, fear God, keep the commandments, but even deeper than that, trust God. Just trust God to see us through it. Because that's what it's been already. Little did we know. Yeah, shout out to the chat. Shout out to Breakthrough. Just drop the likes. I'm waiting for something to happen. If I have to jump off of this, it's because I'm trying to figure out something with this place. But, when you're waiting for people, you just gotta wait for people. So I'm gonna stream in the meantime. Lord willing, everything work out for me. It's not that bad. It's just sometimes we can be inconvenienced, man. Especially when things are simple, or when it comes to, other people. I'm learning this lesson over and over and over again. That my patience is really not my patience. It's because I'm not in control of something that I have to be patient. But that thing that we're calling patience, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because if it was any other moment, day, situation, that thing wouldn't be there. I guess the same could be said about the Epstein files, Trump, colonization. Like, if it wasn't a problem, then I wouldn't feel this. I wouldn't be this little stress, this little concern as I'm trying to figure something out. I wouldn't have to do that in that meantime, the interim. And I think the good books are always trying to teach us, especially Neville Goddard and Abraham Hicks, is that none of that is true, right? Like, you don't have to process that feeling. And I don't know how to do that. Not yet. For most things, I'm better, but not all things. I'll know some people in an identical situation, and they'll just be lackadaisical. They're just like, whatever happens, happens. And they're equally right. That shows up in other areas of their life, of course, but the main theme of things is like, we'll see a lot of people dealing with the topics and issues and suffrage that we all are, and they'll just seem like, it's not that important. I can't speak to that. But I think they're in a very interesting spot energetically, at least, if they're honest. If they're able to do that for real, not let life cause them to have an internal storm when it seems like there's an external one. Everything in between, I guess, is just umbrellas. Relief. So yeah, man, prayer for relief for everybody. I need some relief today. I think I'll be fine, but you know how time and delays are. And for anyone listening to the sound of my voice, in any similar situations with personal, finances, jobs, whatever, or just weirdness, the energy's weird sometimes. Just pray the Most High provides relief. So once you get some relief, you'll be able to see clearly. And it's crazy, you go through those switches, especially in this society, man. We got a new season of fuckery, but every 3 weeks now. It's just, damn, can we chill? They said that that's what the standard of news, entertainment media is right now. We're at the bottom of the barrel of attention grabbing if we're talking about what's on that files and what's on that list. And there's so many other bigger, more immediate issues, since that's the top 1%. It's messed up, y'all. I can tell you that. The game is messed up right now. You are not hallucinating. Good morning. King Lowell just got back from the Wally World. TFB, yo, salute to you and my unique tribe squad. Jonathan Lee, the Black and Milk Fund, shout out to you. Shout out to Mr. Now. Shout out to Jonathan, Mr. Now. I'm still waiting. There's some type of invisible countdown in general here, but that could be interrupted by the result. So I'm just saying, I'm streaming in the meantime. You know how that kills time. King Well, I truly understand. Salute to you. Wishing you all well. These last 2 days I've been very, very emotional, yeah. There's a planetary thing that's happening too for that. I can feel it too. Mine's just more like not even anger anymore, just disappointment, like the final stages of shit. Like once you accept certain things and you walk your way through that shit. And I walk through it, I guess, just through these videos and outside of my mind, and it's fast. Like some people might have to hang on to certain shit for days and weeks and months and years. Just give me a good 2 weeks and I'll be past some shit. But yeah, I'm getting past some shit. I think we all are. Just getting past some shit. Not fixing shit, not putting shit back together, not looking back at shit, no Saracens. Just straight up just getting past it. Getting to the other side of that oasis. Not even looking for oases, just looking for a different scenery. You know, after a while in the desert, everything looked the same. Metaphor. Then I remembered. And I thought about something else. And just always remember that lore that comes with King Solomon. Whatever the situation is, this too shall pass. Law of rhythm. You're working hard.
I'm trying.
Hey, you make it look good.
I'm trying. You gotta make my hours, you know?
Yes. Honest work. To God be the glory. But yeah, just being able to put your mind on things and understand law of rhythm. That's the hardest one, I think. Because law of rhythm is the only reason why you invoke things like endure, patience, and rest. It's law of rhythm that requires it, by the way. It's really law of rhythm that requires all of it. Law of rhythm is exactly why you can have anything, you just can't have everything at once. Because certain things you'll lose as soon as it swings. Because of time itself. Certain things don't last forever, so thus timing everything at once would be kind of impractical if you zoom out of yourself. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to learn how to do. I'm trying to understand law of rhythm better. Because if there's a law of rhythm, then there's a frequency behind that magnet. Meaning there's a way to trap the pendulum on the side you want it to go. Thus it'll swing back faster. There's also what we probably do self-sabotage in certain thoughts. There's a law of resistance where the magnet's trying to come back, but we're pushing it back because our magnet is facing the wrong way. And all those type of degrees you can imagine. Just with magnets and pendulums. Just on a bipolar, just left and right. But you know it's bigger than that. It's usually a circle spinning. But just for bipolar, law of rhythm is what most people lack discipline of. I don't even think people are aware of it. Unironically, they are, if they follow astrology or astronomy on like YouTube or social media. Those events are cycles. And the motion from one cycle to itself again is the law of rhythm. If you told me this happened 250 years ago, then that's a rhythm. The swing of those two planets and those degrees, just on their own, those two nodes, it's every 250 years. Meaning it's passing through 125 years of this quadrant and 125 of the other. The nodes above that is the next sign that they go into in the meantime. So, law of rhythm. Same thing with moons, same thing with the full moon, same thing with the woman's cycle, right? It's the law of rhythm. Sabbath. It forces you to consider an indention in your progress. No difference between an 11-hour work week, every 11s or 35s or 2s, but 7. That 7th day you rest. So they're telling you the rest pendulum is every 7 days. And it's a law of rhythm because it's invoked in the commandments. And that can mean so many things for different dimensions of your life. Well, we know we're doing with man, so we're adhering to these degrees culturally and traditionally and what the Bible lays out to the best of our knowledge, synchronized for our current variables. in captivity again. God dang. Usually when we're in captivity, God is not pushing us. It didn't seem in that Bible like the captivity version of us. God's not going to like strike you with lightning because you didn't knock it out the park. He's going to deal with you based on the fact that you took it serious versus your references. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can tell when someone's trying. You can tell when someone's a try hard. But the results are in the trying. Either way, you'll know it yourself. And that try hard knows it too. So anyway. Yeah, man. Law of rhythm, man. Shit takes time. That's why they say there's a time for peace and a time for war. A time for this, a time for that. I, the Lord, make all these things. Just talking about law of rhythm. That L, that Lord, that law is rhythm. Yeah, that's what they're talking about. All of them together is God, though. Attribute-wise, right? Kabbalah. Kabbalah. Talking about universal laws, and it's crazy because you don't get Allah unless you learn math first. You need algebra before you can get that book, and then that book is talking about math with words, and that's fundamentally because a man wrote it based on their interactions with else, and that makes sense. You wouldn't want something else to write that book because its worldview and its abilities and its experiences, I doubt it's ever in captivity the way we are. It wouldn't convey to you. It's like the other version of it. Thou art thy out, loose thou. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Why is it even in my face like that? It's like that's almost intentional. But if you get a new version or whatever, or you get a Septuagint, you know what I'm saying? You'll synchronize what the hell that was. That's not how we talk. That's not how we talk now. But anyway, like that. It's rhythm all through that shit. Law of gender, 2. Law of polarity, gradient. Law of rhythm, motion. Between any pole. That's the law. That's why they're universal laws. They're going to show up in every area that we have a sense for. If your 7 senses can detect it, it's adhering to universal laws. There's other shit. That your other senses that are not part of the 7. Their universal laws are a different universal law. Augmented, but that's augmented sense as well. I think it's more because they start multiplying. The higher up in dimensions you go, the more those multiply to make new dimensions. We can influence them by taking the major chakra of it, rhythm, and change all the other dimensions that's multiplied by rhythm. I just think it takes a long time for us to be aware of those advanced functions. There we go. But you're doing it all the time. You know what they call it? They call it the butterfly effect. If you do it backwards, it's called the Mandela effect. And I'm just talking on a local level. I have local Mandela effects. I don't care what no one fucking talking about, but these motherfuckers waiting for a white guy to describe CERN to them again. CERN don't know my address. CERN had no reason to change the shit around where I'm at. I've seen shirts change colors. Everyone got the missing socks and all the other bullshit, but that happens a lot. Like, I just had that shit in the closet. It was just standing right there. I've had, like, just locations. I don't know, man. I can't even, don't get me started. Go down the whole list. But it's a lot. And when you start paying attention to shit like that, and it's personal, and you take that shit serious enough to observe, no one knows the answer. No one knows the absolute answer. Everyone has an educated guess about some shit like that. But sometimes you gotta pay attention to what it's happening to. Not what happened, not how it happened, but what did it happen to? What's the subject of the happening? We don't know what's happening, but we know something happened. Change. There was a change. What changed? I don't know, but the effect of the change was the thing that changed. What is that? Oh, it's a book. It's an item. It's something physical. Think about what they're saying. They're saying, as their best patsy, that CERN has mastered what? They haven't removed the Epstein list from the universe or the people on it. So what have they been smashing my whole life? Pause. What has it helped? What have they cured? Are we any closer to the moon and Mars? Are we any closer to curing nuclear level genetic issues? I mean, what are they crashing? But now imagine with that, with a thing that has no success rate of anything useful, and one of the most expensive projects ever, that's probably doing something totally different, by the way. Whatever it is, right? People are okay with bookmarking that as, hey, something it can do, men, with computer glasses and lasers, and some atoms edge, can fire some shit off at random, and it ping-pongs off some shit in the universe that uniquely affects a lot of American English things. Weird. You would think there'd be a Mandela effect list video with all the foreign stuff. Ain't foreigners that live in the United States, right? Ain't like foreigners don't speak English. You don't see too many top 100 Mandela effects Korea. You don't see too many top 100 Mandela effects London even. Like, it really has to be intertangled with something that is interchangeable with American stuff. It's usually not the top 10 Mandela effects in Nigeria either. What I'm saying is, it's interesting to me that the Mandela effect is English. Very interesting that the Mandela blood, the blood effect, is English. That's half. I think that's half the damn. That's the gender of the puzzle right there. It's an English puzzle. Cool story. Since I discovered and came across other people talking about and coining the coinage of the Mandela effect, I know shit like that when I was younger, but everyone denies it, right? Like, yeah, I know it wasn't. I've had people that said their light next to their favorite couch used to be the ones you turn. Like, you have to fuck your thumbs up, try and twist it, turn the light on. Then it went to a switch, like an off and on switch. I was like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I have great faith that that's feasible if everyone's favorite childhood book changed the letters on it, nigga. No, that's not what happened. Don't play with me. Yeah, it did. It changed. It changed all of them. And then other people, surface level people, struggle. Say, well, maybe marketing and branding department decided to mess up their own brand in documents and reviews and newspaper reviews by changing it for no superfluous reason. For instance, 7-Eleven. Why the hell is that in lowercase? I'm just saying, hypothetically. Like, 7-Eleven been around for 40 plus years. Everywhere I live, especially up north. Everybody learned how to read and write with a notice that N was lowercase. Just when I said it to you, you probably didn't even notice it's lowercase. Because you know it's not supposed to be lowercase. Your mind didn't read that and go, 7, all caps. Wait, lowercase N? Interesting story. Well, you know. And you still can't find a reason why I did that. I want to talk to graphic design. That'd have been the goofiest shit to do anytime in the 80s or prior. That's no. Not in type fonts. Not in that world. Well, maybe they changed it later. Why are you always saying maybe they changed it? I hate the person that's okay with like anything. This Mandela effect is just a placeholder for other things. But you put a placeholder in your head that it's a technology and a group of people that had Baphomet rituals outside their building. Did it somehow. But nothing useful with what they're doing. And then the other hand, it's potentially, if you can imagine, if the company, for no damn reason, puts this glitch in their own shit. Kit Kat removes the dash. It was never there. The fuck y'all talking about? The fuck you talking about? Like, niggas never typed Kit Kat, wrote Kit Kats down, nigga. The fuck you talking about? There's always a dash between Kit Kat. Don't play with me. Like, what we talking about? Oh, no, it's a new cover. No. A lot of logos, a lot of brands went through that fucking 2000s graphics to the flat, whatever fuck, monochrome bullshit graphics. Yes, indeed, they did. What the fuck's that gotta do with the 1980s when I pull up Kit Kat and they don't got no dash in it? Don't tell me they changed it lately, and then I go back to the 90s and 80s references and they're changed too, my nigga. So don't do that. You can't land on that. You can't land on maybe they changed it. Well, if maybe they changed it, then maybe there's two versions. Where's the first version, bros? Never find out. And what I'm saying is they never find that interesting. That their brain is okay with accepting branding, but we have Google Images and eBay. Like eBay's a dead giveaway. eBay was the way you found out. eBay was the way you found out when that first happened. Early eBay too, before Temu and Amazon took over. Because eBay had every last single garage seller, every last single child 80s, 90s thing, and they had the branding. Like, I'm talking about the title and the description. So the thing that's unique about that is I seen it for myself. Like, okay, let's accept we all have a like niggas always put S on something. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Walmart's. that's colloquial. That's because we spoke another language, nigga. But this ain't that. If what I remembered was never is, why do everyone selling the thing remember it the same way? And you're looking at the image and it's spelled correctly, like, you know, it's spelled the way it's supposed to be spelled, but their title and their description is off, and other listers is off. I'm off, that's why I'm searching for it, but the thing is right there in front of all of us. They even find that interesting. You know what they did for that one, their third degree? Well, sometimes human memory is not reliable. All right, keep going. So on individuals do, your brain does choose what's important, long-term and short-term. Everything doesn't make an impression. Cool fucking story. What does that got to do with all of us who remembered the same thing the wrong way and then forgot it the same way the wrong way for the same thing? What function in my brain is that shit? Maybe potentially, possibly millions of people read the Berenstain Bears, and maybe potentially, perhapsly, they never noticed it was Stain. Nah, it was Steen or Stein, nigga, because the first thing you think was like, oh, these Jewish bears. Or they're Jew bears, or they got afros. Hello, how you doing? Bear Michael, come on now. Fuck with me. Easy story right there. So you know there's some Jew bears. So what the hell is the goddamn Stain? Feel me? Feel me? And then the fourth guess, he has to appear. Let me milk all these people for attention and print some fake shit and say, I have the copy of it. Then press play on it, bitch. The fuck you got the Sinbad movie for and you ain't playing the fucking clip of it? Not once in 20 years? Shut your dumb ass up. And people fall for that. Sinbad did have it. Yeah, someone found it. No, they didn't. What was the movie about? How you find it and no one watch it? And then the layer of that, Sinbad, his goofy ass, starving for attention 8-10 years ago. What did he goofy ass do? TikTok Vine. He shoot a demo of it. Like, imagine if I did do that movie. But you can see how old he is. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's being ridiculous, but is he? That's how that nigga gonna figure the whole check. Maybe I didn't see that shit, but I swore I did. But I saw the Shaq one for sure. The craziest thing is, I remember specifically seeing the Shaq one in the movies and the Sinbad one on TV. I don't remember too much about it. I just remember him dressed as a genie, and it was ridiculous. Because he's light-skinned. He looks nothing like fucking Shaq. Only white people can conflate that shit. Sinbad and Shaq don't look alike, so I have a light-skinned Sinbad genie in my head. Remember, we grew up on a different world. Remember, our families are funny. We watched Sinbad stand-up, even though it wasn't that funny back then. So me as a kid that knows a dad that knows Sinbad as a comedian, and the guy on a different world every day, yeah, he was a genie. Maybe he was dressed as a genie in some other show. How come no one can find that shit? That's all I'm saying. So the Mandela effect is its own combination of universal laws. I don't know all of them yet, but I do tell you one thing. For me, it's not a matter if the damn thing is possible. The thing is, the thing that's happening, what is that we're calling possible? That conversation is for us. People stuck in those little ponds right there, they don't know what's up. Hold on real quick. TBFB. King Lemuel, PT Cruising, how y'all doing? June Zam, how you doing, my brother? King Lemuel, I see you. Arian Kazim. Wow, you have all the degrees in that name. I know this is random, but how to keep going when you have lost everything in life? It's not random, that's what we be talking about. Refuse to lose, get every other. How you lose everything in life when you haven't lost your breath? Bingo. Hold on. Jonathan says, eBay was incredible. I remember my first purchase, a Sony mini disc, got ripped off because I sent to Western Union. Never happened again. We all got jugged at some point. Never remember Sinbad playing DeyZan Black Republican. Yeah, but I was a child though, bro. Like when he was in that movie, I was less than 8 years old, and it was like Disney based. So most people, it was a child thing. I don't even think it was an hour and a half. I think it was like a TV movie, like one of the hour, 30-minute segment things. I think it was for TV, like an hour segment. I don't think it was as deep as Shazam. I could just see him. And it looks like a TV show, like in my mind's brain. It looks like I'm watching it on TV and I see him. He's a big dude, so you know what I'm saying? Like, and the color grading and stuff's like a TV show or a Disney movie. Not Disney movie, but like you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Like a Christmas special thing they did back then. You could tell it was like B-list, not like cinematic. And, you know, they didn't have a bunch of stars in it. He was the star. He was the star and some random kids, you know, Nickelodeon style shit. It wasn't, you feel me? It wasn't the shit they did with Brandy and all that shit with ABC like 10 years ago. It wasn't that level of it at all. It wasn't a blockbuster, but it was a movie for kids. It was like when the niggas get old, like Eddie, it was like one of those moments for Eddie Murphy when he becomes Shrek, when he does the donkey voice. Like that was Sinbad's type of thing. Because you know he's an adult, you know what I'm saying? So, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Whatever weird CIA program put that into all of our heads. With that fucking Project Gateway program. Can you imagine you drinking pink sauce and buying your little beats just for them to put fucked up movies in your head? But why we all pick Sinbad? And how come there's nobody ever else that we come to the Mandela Effect that got a movie? We swore you got a movie. And you got like 12 people who swore they saw that guy. It's always, you know what I'm saying? It's always the same thing. Law of Rhythm Part 5. You feel me? So, trying to evaluate what is Mandela Effect is the most interesting thing. Only because one bigger thing that separates everybody in those conversations of thought experiments, thought CERNs, is the fact that if you believe in God, you already do that. You know, that's a lot of shit about human history right there. When you really want to start getting mincy in this bitch, when you want to start taking shit serious, I'm just going to do a simple parser code. If Mandela Effect is real, then it always was. If Mandela Effect is real now, then it always was. Okay. How do you describe the quality of the Mandela Effect without knowing what it is, what's causing it? What's the qualities of the Mandela Effect? Something that was once a fixed material circumstance is now a transient fixed circumstance. Everything about it isn't transient, but something about it is transient. And the ill shit is about changing one little thing, it changes a whole lot of things. Febreze changes listings. Febreze changes newspaper and magazine old advertisements. Febreze changes reviews. Febreze changes eBay listings. Just changing a letter or removing a letter changes so many memories, so many things, so many old. How many times did a person have to type that word? It didn't change just what we see. It didn't change with the people at the office one day. Like, it happens, and the next day, all their factories are just printing it the right way. Like, it has to change all of that too. It has to change the template. It has to change the canvas. It has to change it all. And I'm just doing it for modern variables. What I'm saying is, look at how many variables are around if you use the natural synopsis of what created the thing that changed to begin with. You have to change one little element that's a network of major elements. Very similar to what? Overcoming trauma, overcoming anything in the brain that wraps a whole bunch of other behaviors around it. And it's just be that one little thing, that one little insecurity, that one little memory, and a, like a lightning strike. Mandela effect is like a lightning strike. You only see with a lightning strike, but everything else it hit, we don't talk about. Because we're like, oh, CERN got it. They're scientists. Oh, this got it. Human brains are silly. Too much sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like, nope. That ain't it at all. That's not the beginning of the problem with the Mandela effect. Because I remember what the Bible said. If we're trying to figure out what causes the Mandela effects, of any quality of them too. Remember, when we talk about Mandela effect, because we don't know all of its variables, we're just talking about the gender of it. So most people try to be absolute, all black or all white. We don't know. We don't know what its range is. I know we have a different horizon. Denmark saw it first, 2-3 years ago. I never saw it. It's a Mandela effect for the United States. Will something change? Blah, blah. I know it's always something. So we're looking for a noun. So we're looking for a person or place or thing to contribute to a change of things. We do law of gender then. Maybe a thing is changing the things. Is it a place? Is it a person? All right, so we got 3 variables. But it sounds like if something changed and it's a thing, then it's probably due to another thing, quantum computers, or a person. Ding, 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 quantum computers. So let's walk it down. Let's walk these hoes down real quick because they don't use their brain enough for us. Let's imagine if it's New Wave. Let's imagine if it's CERN. Let's imagine if it's something technical. How do we say? Editing the microfabric of reality guard particles. I'm with it. I'm just not with why you would call that God's particle then without reading King James Bible. Because we don't keep that on the shelf. It's in the Bible somewhere. It has to be. Everything is. There's nothing new under the sun book. All right. I'll just put that to the side. All right. So it's a thing.
Sorry, I'm going to bother you.
It's okay. It's a thing or it's a person that happened and it changes a thing. We think it changes people too because Sinbad, right? He may have never did that movie. It never been a movie. It may have been a moment. It's weird that we can't find that moment, but he's effective. There's other actors effective. Who's that ones? There's a few more. The Black Ranger, man. Talking about my nigga's missing a middle finger. Word. And it didn't bother me because him in his human form, but in his Power Ranger form. I didn't know, no. You don't tell no niggas that drew the Black Ranger. I have the fucking coloring book in my head and figuring out how to draw the diamonds on their chest evenly. You know, you need the angles and shit. No. We would have noticed. The toy may have not manufactured it because they're using a template. But no, I'm talking to people who love Power Rangers, my nigga. VHS tapes, TV shows. We stand in front of the TV, my nigga. We got the video game. And we're black people. So who was our favorite Ranger? All right, man. Stop fucking with me. He's in our top 3, and you know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is a little black kid learning how to do round-offs is going to notice everything about the Black Ranger. Even his little dances and stuff. That's that big goofy guy that eats chicken. He's copying the Black Ranger. Right? You see how much we pay attention to that? But missing a whole middle finger in the glove. Nah, Cap. He could be missing a finger and have a template glove too. They made a custom glove for him. Nah. Nope. You wouldn't need it. He ain't fighting in that suit. Remember? Walk with me. The Japanese people already recorded all that. So how did they get the Black Ranger in the... Hold on now. Hold up. I ain't stupid. They told us that's live action remixing show. Meaning they had the season from Japan and then they put the high school shit and maybe some of, the big kids and the putties and stuff, but the rest of the fights, we see niggas with backflips and explosions and all that shit. That's like 5 to 10 years older than him. Hold on. Walk it down. How you want to tell me then on Mandela effect if then that the Black Ranger edited in is missing a finger in his glove? Nope. Don't do that. Don't make sense. That's not to say that those American actors didn't have Power Ranger suits. They did when they talked to Gordon. So you see Kimberly, they're holding their helmets, they're talking to Gordon. Like, I'm on it, boy. My memory's sharp. Niggas would have been like, compared these niggas to Star Trek, and they did already, right? Because Dad and them wore Star Trek. We saw Gordon, he looked like in a little teleport thing, right? Come on now, fuck with me. We wouldn't know this Nanu ass We would've. We watched Star Trek that night. Deep Space Nine, all of my niggas. We would've noticed that. Come on, fuck with me. This is middle finger, dog. Come on, fuck with me. Kids don't notice that. Kids be making fun of people inappropriately because they be noticing shit. Not one nigga in America knows that nigga missing a finger. Peak disability awareness. Peak actual disability. Kids in her class, in our hallways. Come on now. No, that down. It's impossible. Nigga almost 60 years old. What? Meaning this is 40 years that nigga could be talking about his fingers missing. Including disabled people. Including people missing fingers. The Black Power Ranger missing a finger, they ain't stop shit. You've never heard that. I met people with missing limbs and fingers. They ain't heard no other nigga didn't have fingers. You mean one of the men working on shit and they lose a thumb and shit. I never said, yo, he the Black Power Ranger. What I'm saying is, you see how that one little node, if we knew that the whole time, changes a whole lightning arc of culture and reference points just off of the Black Ranger. Now, was he always missing a finger? Sure. But we all didn't notice it. That's a different problem, right? That's a different problem, right? That's not a memory problem. That's a no one ever fucking noticed problem. That's a whole different one. Because before you said, I remember some shit that didn't happen, and we all remembered it the same way wrong. And now you're saying 100% of us didn't even notice the shit. Nope. Cap. Power Rangers are more popular than Backstreet Boys. Cap. So you see how they play in your face. I'll give you another one. It's just as bad as it tastes. A lot of people says, hey, in Revelations, it says if you make any changes to this, blah, 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 you're cursed. These people were cursed before they knew how to read that. But imagine it. Just imagine it. They're talking about the whole Bible. No, Revelation is talking about Revelations. First of all, we don't know how to read parties. But anyway, Revelation is part of a bigger part. Revelation, the writer, is writing Revelations. That's John, which we can't imagine. So, no. But they changed it anyway. You know how these things are. They don't listen. So, anyway, I know this to be fact over fiction. My whole life, I've heard the same truth. Jesus is the lion, Judah, Griffin, Sphinx, Pharaoh, and or laying down. Come on, look at it. Come on, Jesus. Jesus is the lion, Sphinx, laying down. Hold on. Wake up. It's right there if you wanted to be. It's right there if you wanted to be. You're looking at Jesus right in East Africa, ain't you? If he's the lion, Judah, Sphinx, laying down. Hold on. I'm just saying, with the lamb. What's the lamb? The tribe. All right, now. The tribe from Egypt? There's a lion laying down there, right? All right, now. So, but aliens built a New Testament deity? Africans that don't believe in Jesus built a Jesus statue? Talk to me nice. It's in our Bible, not theirs. On Isaiah. Don't play with me, boy. I know how to read. My baby can read, boy. So you understand what I'm saying? Jesus will lay down the lion, she'll lay down the lamb. And out there in Giza, Egypt, remember, we all over this bitch, but that one right there is very clear. It's a Sphinx, which is a lion with a pharaoh head on. He's a king of kings. So it's a lion, Sphinx, king of kings, laying down. What? That's Jesus. Yes. That's why all those Afro-Asiatic samurais taking a picture in front of him. Tribe of Judah. Yes. Samurai Showdown. I said that. On Peter. Swordmaster. Boom. Over there in St. Petersburg. Yes. That's in Asia. Oh. So what I'm saying is like, we got that. They can have anything they want, but they ain't got that. Only Etruscan Pharaoh, Delta 19, Space Force. We got that. That's Jesus all day. The King of Kings is the Pharaoh. And he's a Pharaoh lion laying down in the sand. All right. So far, so good. So but in Egypt is, nigga, we from Egypt. Yeah, read that Bible. You're talking about the times of Egypt. Our book is from the times of Egypt. Like, what are they not understanding? Moses left the Pharaoh. What the fuck? They talking about who the Egyptians are, nigga. Moses Moses left the Pharaoh. That's Egyptian. You got the Old Testament from the laws of May. He was a Pharaoh. No, that Christian thing, that comes from Egypt. There's no Christians in that book. What kind of Mandela effect? What is a Mandela effect because people can't read? Is it a Mandela effect because they can't read? The Bible is based on Egyptian. Word. You know where Egypt is? In East Africa? No. But the one, okay, all right, ninth wonder of the world. Let's do it. All right, let's talk about that way. Yeah, all right. Let's put us in East Africa. Cool. Let's start Ethiopia more. All right, what about that? What about that family in there? They built 3 pyramids, great pyramids, aligned with what? Osiris. Okay. Let's walk it down for him real quick. Mandela effects. All right, you walking down the 3 pyramids, the 3 kings, in front of the 3 stars, the 3 kings, Orion. That's weird. That's some Osirian mystery school shit right there, boy. You talking about those same pyramids as drawings? No. Wait, what, MG? There's no paintings in those. Then you don't have the nerve to fucking tell us there's a complex under them that's like a mile down the road. Under it. And I already told you that Sphinx has a labyrinth and a library in it. It was flooded. And the white lady that got the permission to start it, I don't know if she actually started it. There's nothing but shit under that. You haven't seen nothing yet. I have the picture of when it's buried. They stopped at the feet. They're not Mary Magdalene enough for me. So imagine. Jesus right there laying in Giza. That's all that is. That's why it's a lion. They call it a Sphinx. Pharaoh. King Jesus. King of Kings. Genghis Khan. Shot his nose off. Okay. And they did the same thing to terracotta statues. Okay. You start making a pattern eventually. They're not hiding an African in Africa. They're not hiding Africa from Africans. So when they did that, they're not hiding in Africa. Okay. It's a different type of nose. More so, a different type of nostrils. Dead giveaway. So, tells you what their climate is and all kinds of things. But anyway, we'll play stupid like biology wasn't happening all the time. So, you got Jesus right there. All right, cool. So, laying down. All right, now. So, we go back to Isaiah and they say, the lion shall lay down in the lamb and the da-da-da and the graze in the grass. And they name all these other main characters. Just like Egypt does with all their animals. The Bible does the same thing. And can you imagine the people in the Bible that come from Egypt? And then I go, and then, you know, you Mandela affected. Are we back? Are we back? Are we here? Are we here? All right, went away. Make sure you 1.5x. We back? We back? All right. All right, what was I talking about? Oh, Sphinx. I'm at 5 seconds towards midnight on the resolution, so loop. Like I'm still waiting for the. I got the confirmation, but now I'm waiting for the loop. It's like, okay, all right, gain agreement. All right. Is it going to happen? Can I take care of this monkey on my back relief? But that's what I was saying earlier about transmuting energy. I can do this and channel something else rather than channeling what ifs. Law of rhythm. So back to the Sphinx. That's obviously ours. We're obviously in Egypt in captivity, no matter where Egypt is. That's obviously the people in the Bible. Why do they insult us and tell us that any other group of people are in that story and there's no other group of people who come from a place that has those buildings? The people today that the world attributes names and degrees to have never been in a place, have never had a history of building anything like that. And what's so important about that those particular people who want to be Jews never lived there. Second of all, they don't believe in Jesus. They ain't got any Jesus piece. And that's fine. We don't need them to believe in my dad. But the question is, my bad, why do they have a Sphinx of the King of Kings, Pharaoh, a lion, older than they lion ass? The pharaohs are lions, they're Judas. That monument is older than their lion ass. That monument older than 1940. We got a picture of that monument with the samurai. That means that shit older than them coming up with the word anti-Semitic, which was 1888. Some German academic dude didn't like the way niggas was talking about him. Henry Ford, International Jew Problem, 5 volumes, Dearborn, Michigan. I got them if you need them. So these niggas been cocking and clocking the name since over there, but real niggas is over here. You know, it's as Englishmen. We're the Jews from Europe. There's a lot of people around the world who have like Judah in them. Yes, it's probably you. But no. I'm talking about like Jews together, like Jews as a kingdom and empire. That's the English. That's why they're not the British. That's why they're not the Britain. We're the English. E-N-G-L. Those are my parents. That's who wrote that book. That's whose ancestors would have built anything with a Judah, a lion, a sphinx, a pyramid. Under Osiris. Hold on now. I know that it's Sagittarius. We want to speak about Mandela effects. I don't know if y'all seen it, but I always seen Orion's belt as part of Sagittarius' constellation. Because to me, where the belt is, there's a leg hooking to the left, and there's a knee hooking to the right, and it looks like he's holding an arrow like this, like Sagittarius aiming towards the sky. Now, there's no horse there. There's no horse there. I'm just saying, in my head as a kid, I looked at that Orion constellation every day of my life, and I was like, oh, that's Sagittarius. I don't know why. I didn't say I was wrong or right. But to my chagrin, when I saw the star constellation for the Sagittarius of the tropical, the fuck is that squiggly bullshit? And that's what threw me off. It wasn't that I got the wrong constellation. It's the one that actually is Sagittarius. It's like, they didn't even try. Look at it. Look at the Sagittarius constellation. You can't even fucking imagine a horse in an archer, like in no degrees, bro. Like that's not what we put on Etch-a-Sketch. That ain't no shit we put in a light bright either. That shit just random, and that's what I'm saying. You be having personal Mandelas, but I could have been wrong on what that's called. I wasn't wrong about that belt though. And Men in Black, I wasn't. So we align our shit to that belt. That's Osiris, Orion's, and that goes to Isis, right? All right, my nigga. And Egypt aligns to Egypt, and you know in America aligns to the same shit, don't you? And you know our book is about Isis, don't you? Don't you? Christians talking about Isis, but Christians never been in Egypt. Don't you understand everything? You see how silly this is? Christians don't deal with Venus or Isis, but the Catholic Church does. That black Madonna is Isis. I'm talking about Isis with the Greek. Venus, that's why they're so dark brown, the copper-colored one. So walk with me. The Catholic Church has the Moorish family crest, sellouts probably, or after that it was selling out because they're not that no more. And then you have Venus, Isis, Hagar, Black Madonna. All Egyptian. It's the Bible. Mary's an Egyptian and the baby they drew is an Egyptian. Like, that's what Egyptians look like. They don't have to be in East Africa to be Egyptians. Egyptian is older than East Africa, nigga. I'm talking about the degree of Egyptian is older than the map of East Africa and its names. Those are all in English. Are y'all goofy as fuck? They spell all that shit on that map right now with English letters and Greek letters. Egyptian's older than all the letters. So, you understand how folly it is to say that is Egypt because we call it Egypt? The fuck are you? It'd be different if an Egyptian called it that. It'd be different if an Israelite called it that. It'd be different if a Jew called it that. But you notice something I noticed? All of our laws in America got laws about Egyptians. Come on now, fuck with me. Are they gonna read it or are they gonna skim through it? Because literally in the United States, there's Egyptians here. Like in the law. There's Egyptians, Lascars, Teutonic people. We're going through Greek, Roman, Egypt, and there's laws about those people being here. Now hold on. Hold on. You want to find it? Go ahead, get you a black law dictionary and look up free white person. Look up free white person real quick. Hold on now. And fuck all that bullshit about skin colors. Just read what they are. Just read the names of what they are. And we're identifying them here. Okay. Not we, but, you know, we, the law people who can't read. Just read the names. Those are nationalities. And I want you to go to the Morisco chart real quick. The one that's in Spanish. It's going to do the same thing. It's going to go through all the nationalities, babe. All the names and references you're going to see in that time period, like negra and all that, you will look at a negra. I'm not a negra. But that meaning changes when you get white people calling you that because they can't see things differently in colors. But when it's Moors calling you a negra, you see her features, her dark skin, and they're beautiful people. They just have different hair. All I'm saying is my grandma hair go down her ass, boy. So don't put my grandmother in the Negro class. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. No disrespect to aunties and cousins. They've been here. Not the whole continent, but the Morisco chart. Find the date of it. Portugal and Spanish, Carlos V. And then you're going to see, like, why they down there. But they make it seem like it's just them down there. And that's the evil part about the story. Even in Black History Month, it wasn't just negras. It's a whole nationality chart of niggas with my skin color. Lobos, all of them. Santiago, Chino, all of them. Those are nationalities, meaning they come from people who stuck together with the same grandma. And they all have different features. And the number one feature, fuck this skin color, bro. I told you this whole shit was black as of 1751. And I just told you how to prove it. Morisco chart. Those are the nationalities. Then go to free white persons and look at those nationalities. Perchance. The whole world is dark skinned by 1751. Now look at that document and look at those pictures. Then if you want to look for the royals in the blue, go to Mama Inca. Inca emperors list. There we go. You'll see Israelites. All right, now come on. Those are Egyptians, right? Come on now. Come on now. Fuck with me. Fuck with me. Y'all fuck with me on this one. Because it ain't no other story, bro. I'm talking about Mandela effects. Come on now. Talk to me. I'm talking about personal Mandela effects. You heard what I said? I'm walking it back down. I ain't lose track of nothing, boy. That's how you know we different for it. Like, I'm walking it back to the personal Mandela effects. That's crazy. Y'all told me that the kings of England and shit. Remember, I love those TV shows for some reason. Like, I watched The Tudors, as reprobate as that was. So I thought that shit was Lovecraft country back then. Lovecraft ruined all that shit. HBO, damn, boy. Like, that fucking Tudors I thought was wild. Not until later. That shit mild now. You should watch it. You really should. And just imagine if perchance, those are niggas. Those are niggas I'm related to. Now, of course, the white boy and the Jewish boy wrote a script and added their personal flair to it. But the dynamics of how the king and the church and the public and the clergy subverted royal authority. Now, that particular royal that they're captivating is a dickhead. It wouldn't matter. It's his castle. People gotta keep forgetting you can fucking move if a slave can stop going to work. But they don't, right? So it's weird that you can stay there to kill us and keep our stuff, but you're not so dissatisfied where you can make your own fucking castle, nigga. Weird fucking story. So, perchance. I'm reading all this shit. I was like, oh, white people. Then you do the definition of a free white person. What does it tell you? It does not mean Caucasian. And then I go, perchance. Where in the history of 500 years are Caucasians mentioned anywhere in Europe? I'm talking about in the history of royals and laws. 0 times does the idea of Caucasian come up. And then when we get it, free white persons tells you, no, not them. So the white people the white people in law cannot be Caucasians. Because in law, free white persons does not mean Caucasian. So when you see the word white in a legal document, it's capitalized, it's not Caucasian. And it's not an adjective until you have black, which is the 1900s. Everybody else before that was a mulatto, a Moor, an Indian, or a Negro. And even those are subgroups, because I can ill all of that shit just by saying noun, pedigree. We're all Mauritanians. We're all the characters from that Bible, so how you doing, bitch? For all my African cousins and all my other little brown cousins that have been here for over 500 years, we are the Egyptians. Let's cut the bullshit, family. Let's cut that bullshit. Let's skip through all the other cute and clan shit. Where your grandma stayed 300 years ago. No, nigga. Let's take you back to that fucking book real quick, my nigga. We all come out of Egypt. And Egypt is America. Period, my nigga. Point blank, period. Since the last major flood, we've been here, family. Y'all didn't ever have to come from Africa after the flood. Because me and you were all back and forth before the flood. Real life. Caucasians are probably the Circassians. They mixed. We got to figure out what mixed them. They're a mixture. What mixture? Hold on real quick. What I'm saying is Mandela effect. What I'm saying is Mandela effect, Mandel law, blood-borne, blood-based. What's the important focus? A thing that changes a thing, or people that change things? I don't think we're worrying about places, unless the place is the unseen. And that's how you get a perfect trifecta of where it likely is. The person, or if it's a Mandela effect, you're looking for someone who has Mandel's law applied to their blood. If it's a thing, same story. They're using our melanin. That's a piece of our blood on their equipment. So what's causing the Mandela effect, my nigga? If it's CERN and quantum computers and D-Wave and I'm D-Wayne, what's causing the Mandela effect, my nigga? But we doing law of correspondence in this bitch. They gonna tell you that D-Wave is causing it. My name D-Wayne, nigga. You know how they be off a variable? That's what I like, our personal Mandela effect. That's crazy. Then you gonna tell me our melanin's in it. That's a crazier story. That's amazing. Digging up mummies and shit. I can imagine now. That blood in that mummy is the precursor to the blood in my body, so I can imagine anything, baby. Literally, King Tut, any of them niggas. We're Egyptians. Way before you get Roman states. Romans is the way you organize different Egyptian factions. Romans are organizing Egyptians, though. Fuck what niggas talking about. The fuck? If all these niggas can be American without having an American grandmother, that's weird, right? All right, then, back it up. We Egyptians first. I check. We're the Egyptians. Our birth certificates have us on the Bank of Egypt. We're Egyptians. We're Egyptians. I don't care what a pirate call it. I don't care what a faggot call it. I don't care what a foreigner call it. This is Egypt. Like the Egypt. I'm talking about capital E. I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's eagle. Egypt. Hakupta. Just gonna change the language real quick. Hakupta. Egypt. Hakupta. Ptah. Egypta. This is with an E too. That's the crazy shit about it. Israel right down the street with a Y though. If it was Egypt with a Y, we're talking about giants. Nah, that's Egypt with an E in America. They're tall. I can tell by the vowels. And then I double up on you. I tell you that they were smart. Because they're under the degree of Ptah. Kupata, like St. Petersburg. Hakupata, like St. Petersburg. Hakupta, like Peter, like Ptah. We're Egyptians, nigga. Like Petersburg, like Ptahburg. Jews from Egypt, nigga. So Petersburg is the Jews from Egypt, nigga. How you doing? The Griffin, Judah, nigga. The Jews from Egypt, nigga. What are we talking about? Come on now. They ain't got that nose. How you doing? I do. Hakupta, the Jews from Egypt. They're the builders, Mason, Solomon, Israelite. Come on now. Fuck with us. That's in our Bible. They ain't in nobody else's Bible. I don't know nobody alive on this world with dead hair and skin and skin diseases and skin cancer standing under the sun of Egypt. Don't sit here and fucking tell me a nigga that go through all shades of the fucking rainbow in my indigo colored skin. No. No, that shit I just described to you, the way our color way goes like that, that's Egyptian. That's ruddy. That's David right there, baby. Oh no, there's a lot of special bad bitches and fucking going on to create this shit, Jew. And that's probably why we're a little bit more different than Israelites. Average. But who the fuck cares about our differences, nigga? What our dad say? Hakupta, Ptah, Hermes, Trismegistus. Tres? El Trescott? Three kings? Three khans? Osiris? Mystery schools? Abdullah? Weird. Isn't Abdullah a rabbi? Rabbi Abdullah, a Jew. from Egypt. Dude say Muhammad. From Egypt. Noble Drew Ali. My grandfather. Same time period, buddy. Same crew. How you doing? So they talking about they studying Neville Goddard. Ah. Me too, part 2. Abdullah. And do say Muhammad, which most people don't know about. But Jay-Z do. Malachi Z. York do. They have an alcohol named after him. You see the cross they put on that? Do say. The second part is Muhammad, Abdullah, and Noble Drew Ali. This is before you get Farrakhan, Elisha. This is the generation before them. And they don't mention them. Evil. But they might not be Jews or Israelites. I'll believe them. They might be African descendant. Although we had Israelites in Africa, but you know, we also had black people who were English, and you see how that shit went. Because why they gonna tell us there's Moors in England ever, and then act like they wouldn't have been coming to Americas for 400 years? What's their story? Why would the Moors of England be slaves? And why wouldn't the Moor with the boat not be English, being there for hundreds of years and then coming here? Why would we not know their story? They're Moors, right? Oh, Delaware, Moors and Indians. I saw it, nigga. So why you stop calling us Moors for? A Mandela effect. You see something? You see what I'm saying about like what causes a Mandela effect? Just think about our people. We think we everything else but where we are and what's supposed to be where we are. We have a false memory of being on a slave ship. We have a false memory of a white boy being taller than me that tell me to do shit. As if I won't fucking rock the fucking Adam's apple out their fucking spinal cord. That's a Mandela effect, my nigga. The fuck we talking about? My father my size. My father's terrifying. And he don't want to smoke with me. So I could just go to any other father-son combination on the same fucking plantation. Both of us? Nigga, please. Nigga, please. Both of us. Me and my dad. Me at 18 to 23. And my dad in his 30s or early. Nigga. You seen these people they paint as white people? I'd kick that nigga in his head, boy. Standing straight. Like he won't wake up ever again, bro. Like, and I'm saying that's without guns, that's without commotion. And we're Indians too, right? You know what we mean with the ninja star spear. We know all the poisons, it's our land. And everybody else on the land next to this plantation this white boy got, the rest of those niggas are Indians. And I could have fucking sworn that my family is Indians and all the Indians they're talking about nearby. We're recognizing nigga hootie-hoo if a nigga ain't supposed to be somewhere he is. And so what I'm saying is even if they captured one of the kids, they ain't captured enough of us. Because you told me as of 1868, the rest of the country is still Moors and Indians.
Where am I going?
I'm European Indian. I'm Indo-European. They ain't no fucking Indo-European. They're not Indo or European. The fuck we talking about? They Caucasian. That's Asia. They make their fucking mind up today? Mandela effect. So since we forgot who we are, they get to assume that they are, but they don't have to do the G-check. And look how it ruined the whole smear campaign of society and its history and how we feel and these weird quirks and esteems and attitudes we have. Mandela effect. Isn't it crazy that those motherfuckers try to artificially affect Mandela's law? And then they try to affect it inside your blood, as within, so without. Change your genetics so something outside expresses differently, or something outside expresses internally, the sun, differently inside of you. For the sun of righteousness with healing in its wings will rise and turn your bitch ass into ashes, Ashkenazis. Too bad my dad's the king of Ashkenazi, and there's no white people when he's the king. 1751. My nigga was born in the 1500s. King of Ashkenazis is in the 1500s, before there's a fucking white person. So how could the fuck they be Ashkenazis? I don't even fucking know what that means. We're Asians. So, Shao Kahn wins us. And it's like, and then we got the quantum entanglement to our video games, telling you the same story. We got Japanese brothers over there telling you the same story. We got brothers in China telling you the same story. And shit, Putin, Anatoly Fomenko, my nigga, that's a Shakespearean name, by the way. That motherfucker right there say, yo, I got you. You just gotta learn how to read first. Them niggas gave us public degrees first. Mandela effect. How come nobody in this world agree with him? How come nobody other group in this world agree with these people? Talking about they the people in this book. Think about it now. You the people in this book, that means you the oldest people ever, and you said you from over there just 150 years ago. They all know you. But you crashing out on Palestine, they all know you. You setting up Syria, Lebanon, Egypt, and everything over there, but they all know you. How come they don't agree that you were never in that book? I can go to history, Mandela effect. We can go to a newspaper article now and radio interviews where the people say, over there, yo, the Jews left black. Oh my God. Oh my God, the Jews left black. I know they did. We left black. We left back then. And what that nigga say 100 years ago? And they came back white. Oh my God, that breaks the law of gender. Nothing dominant. Mandela turns white and lives. Not even in nature do you have a tribe of white deer. Not even in nature do you see more than 2 white squirrels. Not even in nature, in the bayou of the Everglades, do you see more than 2 white crocodiles or alligators. But that's a royal bloodline? What did the Bible fucking say about leprosy? Yeah, perchance. You have to be Michael Jackson to turn into Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson didn't turn into Michael Keaton, nigga. Mandela? Motherfucker, United States Corporation is a Mandela effect. Perchance. All you gotta do is read the fucking Constitution and then read the amended one they got. Those are 2 different documents. But they have you thinking it's the first one. Perchance. And look at all the Mandela lightning bolts it affected. Motherfuckers voting for pedophiles for 50 years. What causes that? A person and a thing. So you know what I'm saying? They said they don't believe in the Mandela effect. We ain't got no choice. Last time I checked, Indians were black. Last time I checked, Indians lived in a land called Egypt. And last time I checked, all them niggas in that book over here in a land called Egypt. Ding, 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 ding. Fuck the rules, nigga. Fuck the kingdoms too. We older than both ideas. We can make any idea we want. We've done every idea so far. Perchance. So who are these people? Mandela effect. I don't remember them being created. Mandela effect. I don't remember them in our Bible. Mandela effect. And if they were, they would have been repping their tribe already. Moabite, Amorite, Phoenician, Judah, Ben, Dan, Zebulun, Levi. Like, I'm a little bit of this and a little bit of that. My grandfather said it's so simple. He said, man, we just Heinz 57. It's like, damn. We all them Jews from England, aren't we? We're the Holy Roman Empire Jews, ain't we? Last known, 1611. Yep, wasn't many of us. There was enough of us. Plus the 10 tribes of Israel from 400 years prior. That's why the Jews will come here. Why wouldn't the Jews come back to the Promised Land? If Ishmael did, if the 10 tribes did, if some other tribes you don't even know about, and them niggas is dangerous, and they still here. I'm talking about all the niggas that practice that Hindu magic. They're here. We're talking about the samurais and the Egyptians on their way back here. Yeah, like niggas can't change their uniforms. But you see what happened to that girl that clapped at Blackstone. Niggas was a football player, but he walked up normal. Niggas changed their uniforms. In a world of all black people, 1751. Every last Asiatic gang that got light-skinned people, it's talking about a gang that has a history at least 400 years old. Who you think started their gangs, Goofy? You looking at them in the thumbnail, by the way. You know what year that is? You see all my uncles in that picture right there? On the thumbnail of this video, you see what my uncles look like? Over there in Russia and shit. Some Afro-Asiatics, right? That's in the 1900s, ain't it? Where they at now? Look at that picture. Those are Afro-Asiatics. They're generals, ain't they? Ain't nothing changed in all of human history. Where they at now? It's not that they don't exist. It's not like they didn't have kids. It's just you don't see them on camera, do you? Just like you don't see The Walking Dead from Vietnam on camera, do you? Just like you don't see that kid that did that thing in New York from here, from Vegas. You don't see his family on camera either. Just like the guy from the Fast and Furious. First time you seen one family member on camera with that nigga. And look how dark his dad is. The guy from the Fast and Furious, he's what? Part Korean, which is what? Part Chinese, part Japanese. And then boom. With that? African American. He's probably more from Europe. He looks like it. He don't look African. His dad, I mean. But look what he came out like. You couldn't tell, right? But check this shit out. Mitochondria. Look at his sister. His sister looked like a black girl. She looks Blasian. But her mother has Asian mitochondria. Then why the sister come out like a black girl then? You gotta follow his mama. Just 250 years ago. She wouldn't have been nothing different than her daughter. I got the pictures. You're looking at it on my thumbnail. That's 100 years ago. So imagine if, perchance, your boy from Fast and the Furious, half black. Are we sure it's half? That's ignorant. How's it half? If his mother has a piece. He's more than half black, isn't he? Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. And that's my point. That happened in one twist. That happened in one mix. Right? And if he fuck around and get a white girl, you're gonna see a little Chinese baby. That ain't nothing. I didn't say Korean, you gonna say Chinese baby. With a black ass granddaddy. Looking like a Roosevelt Banks type of nigga too, by the way. Perchance. And just 3 generations, just like that, right? Let him, Mr. Supak, get a white girl pregnant. Or Latina pregnant. That'd be interesting. Like Filipino. But the daddy definitely darker than all of us. And then the mama has a weird story like the rest of us. But just in 2 generations, based on their son's decision, it'll turn that whole household white once daddy died. Perchance. And that's just in 20 years. That's why dominant genes are different. Because they've been trying that every 20 years with us. I'm still standing. Since Egypt. Based on a true story. Based on a Jew story. That's our story. What the fuck these niggas talking about? They can't get colors right. If you can't do colors, you can't do algebra, nigga. Shut the fuck up talking to us. We don't need you talking about our history, man. They don't ever find the pictures I got, do they? They never find the pictures I got. Don't nobody know what the fuck a black Asian is. And don't nobody know what the fuck an Indian is. And the illest shit is they're the same thing. That's the illest thing. You calling a nigga by where he lived, the niggas who move everywhere for the past 1,000 years. Like, the fuck? Who they grandma for real? Those are Egyptians. The fuck? Look at the Egyptians, boy. They make them light-skinned, but they're all Asiatic eyes. Like, you can't miss it. Emperor of the Moon, look at his eyes. You can't miss it. Look at my eyes. You can't miss it. Hindi people don't have our eyes. Ethiopians don't have our eyes. No, only Asians do. And we have the double splits. That's Indian. Just like that. Just like I could tell how Michelle Obama man. I could tell if a nigga Indian. The boys, we always have this scar in our eyes too, like we had stitches. Come on now. Come on, that's us. And then I'll show you my Khan birthmarks. I got them all over my chest. Look like islands of Japan and shit. On Mongolians. So a nigga living in Mongolia, you call him Mongolian, is like a white person being American, you call him American. Don't make me Mongolian, bitch. Plus, even 1751, all of Asia is tawny. So that's what I'm saying. We can't use map games and WordPress games when a nigga ain't got their own fucking language. So if a motherfucker ain't got his own fucking language, then that motherfucker ain't write that fucking Bible. Mandela effect. But you know what's so interesting about this story? Is that when you get through to the bottom of it, you read Isaiah again and go, the lion shall lay down with the lamb, no longer exists. They were trying to say Isaiah was the combo opener for Jesus. Weird. You didn't read both books until both books was put together after my grandfather got here in 1611. So how the fuck you gonna go back in time and pretend like the old book's printed in the new book? Who the fuck said that? Roman Catholic? Christian? Who the fuck are you? When did you become a fucking nigga historian? Never. So here we go. They would know I was here if they gave a fuck. So that ain't that. But what does it say now, class? Think about this shit. Think about it. I'm gonna give you the answer to this shit, and I want you to really take an honest, perchance, think about all your history, all your movies, and all the mysteries. Just by changing Isaiah, one Mandela effect, you're gonna change everything about it. The lion should lay down with the lamb. We're supposed to believe that Jesus over there in East Africa exclusively, and somewhere in those waters up there, Middle East and shit, right? But they're talking about he should lay down with the lambs, which are the 10 tribes of Israel. 10 tribes of Israel are well documented in Egypt. So you imagine Egypt over there, right? The lion should lay down with them, right? Okay. Why is it a wolf? There's a wolf in East Africa wandering around the Sphinxes? Lions, debatable. I don't see lions out there too much unless some crazy nigga brought them there. All the other animals, sheep, debatable. You can herd them. That'd be fucked up to bring a sheep out there in a desert like that. But you can go northeast of that region and make a case for all kinds of shit. But I want to make a case for where in the motherfucking Bible did Isaiah see a fucking wolf before? Lobos. Where did the writer over there see a wolf with Israelites? I'm talking about the animal. In which story does that make sense? Is there a wolf in any other story in the New Testament? Leviticus got a dietary law that mentions wolves? We gotta be dead ass serious. It's a wolf laying down with the lamb. All right, well the whole story's over there. Where the wolf at? You know where the biggest wolves are? Come on, Timberwolves. You wanna know where the biggest wolves are? Because we gotta stack this shit. He shall lay down with the lamb during the timeline of Isaiah. Do we know where the biggest wolves are? Talk about before the white boy in his circus and his steamboats. They ain't got no boats, so they ain't bring no wolves from nowhere else, my nigga. Don't do that. Don't do that. And we know at that time he played in Isaiah, nigga. They about over 400 years ago. You know where the biggest wolves are? You know whose culture is fully adorned in wolf? On Jamiroquai. Do you know who's all about that flying wolf, Sphinx, dog, Judah? Do you understand something, computers? Do you know where the dire wolf is from, Jon Snow? That motherfucker over here. We ain't talking about a dog. We ain't talking about a Chihuahua. We ain't talking about a Staffordshire. We're talking about their grandfather. The dire wolf is from here. So they talking about that nigga in the Bible. They talking about that one, Goliath. All right now. The dire wolf shall lay down with the lambs. All right now. How you doing? That's a whole different story. They told you that the thing that's going to come, Isaiah, he's a prophet. Talking about the future, by the way. That's what prophets do. He's not talking about what he sees, but he is talking about what he sees. But he's like me, like, well, you know, you can tell perchance in 3 years. It's Isaiah. It's the dopest one. DeyZan been Isaiah. So it's like, he was clear. He knows what a fucking wolf is. Isaiah knows what a wolf is. Just keep that in mind. You don't see no wolves in those Egyptian artifacts over there, my nigga. You know where you see a wolf painted everywhere? Over here, my nigga. I'm talking about perchance, when you go further back in time on the art. There's not a whole bunch of wolves. I'm not saying that wolves can't be in Europe, because we're in Europe, the people are wolves, but I'm saying the same thing with the Egyptian dog. I love that one. Anubis, the little one. Where that dog from? The precursor to the jackal and Chihuahua. The dog you see in the Egyptian stuff. Perchance. Where he at? He in Mexico, ain't he? That's where Egypt is, isn't it? That's where wolves are there too, right? Mexicans have a Lobo straw, right? Right there in Egypt. Right where that little dog Anubis is. And right where all the wolves type of stuff is, right? So far, so good. Perchance. If you have wolves, then you have the wolf's coats too, right? Jon Snow, right? Come on now. Perchance. Jesus was where? Easy. Just like that. Mandela effect, though. Don't forget, nigga. They took his ass out of the Serengeti by making him a wolf. So did we change it back? Or did we change it to something new? Mandela effect. Mandela effects are changing it back. Oh my God. Right before 2012, the end of the world. The new world, the American dream. It's a spell. And that spell ran out. That, what do they call that shit? That accursed artifact. Time's up, nigga. We ain't talking about people or time. We're talking about time is up. For the bullshit. The veil will be lifted. How you doing? Mandela effect. That's what it is. The Mandela effect interest rate, or its exponential curve, is based on your awakening. You're already the quantum computer they're trying to recreate. So if the principle of how a D wave works is by getting sub-zero temperatures and fire off all this cool, complicated things, but somehow they require our blood. When they say melanin, they're talking about blood. And you seen Epstein files? How you doing, bro? You seen Epstein files, so you know they have plenty of it. But if they need one of our bloods or fetuses to get 1 times 1 finally, imagine what that does if you have the blood all through your body all the time anyway. If just one aspect of it, supplied ones and zeros and codes, can manifest something in a physical reality, which is exactly how it's described, isn't it? The D-Wave computer guy, he says, it's like invoking a demon. Well, perchance. That's how we're described. That's how genies described. That's how DeyZan described. That's how DJs described. That's how Solomon's described. That's how Aladdin is described. And they're saying with a piece of our blood, with a little typewriter, it's like interacting with the same thing that our stories describe, because they're interacting with us. Easy math, quick maths. Now, I'm using white people melanin. They don't have to turn white people God gene off. White people God gene aren't on. Perchance. If you put the Jewish guy under the brain scan, he probably don't have that gene at all. So it's impossible for him to have created anything religious or serious about God. Neither one of them boys. If we take science seriously. You don't have the God gene. You don't believe in God. Your lack of empathy and care for humanity in general as a whole proves it. You're not the substance that wrote that book. That's a law of gender break. You wouldn't have went through the painstaking process of mastering those degrees just to live okay with everyone you know in those degrees breaking them so casually, so flippantly, in dishonor of the supposed ancestors in that book that you claim to be. From that society and that royal and that empire, whether it's Greek, Roman, or Persian, that you claim to be from, to be your bitch ass here now, where it came from. Perchance. You forgot your damn cultures and traditions. Perchance. You don't understand the images. Perchance. You don't even know where the fuck you are. So how the fuck you write the book about where the fuck you are, talking about your ass came from somewhere else with a book from somewhere else about someone else, but all the niggas is in a place where it took place and that nigga, his grandson is standing right in front of him. Perchance. Mandela effect. All right. And I got mad cousins and everything that I know. We out here. It ain't just me. I'm just the only one that's speaking. I think I'm the only one that can. I'm a boy. So yeah, you know what I'm saying? We'll draw them out. Because everything's been Mandela affected, I noticed lately. Even the course correction of the value, every time I read that treaty out loud to you. Scrambling for money issues. They're telling people yesterday into this morning that the markets are at all-time high. That crypto is soaring, and that the S&P or whatever is all-time points. All right, cool, sir. Why am I Arizona still $1.68? Perchance. Oh, you're only worrying about now the boomer portfolios, what those numbers look like. You're not even translating it to real life. Oh, Mandela effect. That shit don't affect real life no more. What I'm saying is that equation that they're talking about actually doesn't influence supply and demand at all, now does it? The markets are adjusting, but the supply and demand costs don't adjust. You notice that? The supply and demand don't affect your prices, but the stock and the board and their members on this quarterly phone call rise the price no matter what. And their stocks are like this. but the price they chose on that phone call. Remember this shit, guys. I see people in comments today talking about supply and demand on these subjects. Like I'm talking about 9th grade basic economics supply and demand principles. They're applying to a system created by Jeffrey Epstein acolytes. We talking about the GameStop niggas. We talking about big whales, Warren Buffett's, even Tate's, my niggas. Supply and demand? If the whole thing is fame, clout, and attention, how is that supply and demand? Supply and demand is based on physical, tangible essence. Your stock market and your crypto is not tangible, so there is no supply. It's a theoretical supply. You broke the agenda. It's theoretical supply and theoretical demand. They break the law again, didn't they? What did God say? What is legal tender? Something you could render. You can't render the stock market. You can't pause it when it closes at night and hit render and get a receipt and turn it in for something. So it's a measuring system like an Excel spreadsheet. The fuck are we supposed to do with that? If it don't affect the price of nothing. They'll tell you, shut up. The price of mortgages and everything is simply interest rate. The price is your usury. The price isn't the cost of the fees. The new price of the mortgages is the new price of the interest rate that the banks demand for you buying this shit. What the fuck? The wood isn't more expensive unless it's a tariff or issue like COVID was. And then when they get back to it, just like the oil barrel, just like the timber barrel, just like the concrete barrel, that shit is what the wholesalers are pricing on. Your price that your bank put on it, that appraisal, that's some hypothetical, theoretical shit based on some charts about 5 years ago. Like, that's not supply and demand, my nigga. That's usury speculation. Those are two different degrees, my niggas. They taught you the basic degree. They're using a different degree. Mandela effect. Like a nigga taught you Spanish, but he know Moorish or Latin. Like a nigga taught you English, but that's not the royal version, thank God. You understand everything. They taught you F, but it's double S's. You understand something, nigga? So, who are these niggas? Mandela effect. And you'll see, like, with the word spell, just like they put the word spell on us. Notice that it's the spelling of words that are changing. It's spells that are changing. Oh, man. Even graffiti, the forward calligraphy changed. Kit Kat, the font changed. Berenstein, the word changed. Febreze, the word changed. The spells are changing. It's Solomon's language. We don't remember life without it. That's how dangerous it is. But there was a time when we didn't have it. Understand everything. Meaning, if we want a more higher branch society, we're going to need a more higher branch language one day. This language stops at PS2.
Check it out.
This language stops at 64 bits. This is a 64-bit ass language. And most niggas don't have a 2-bit understanding of it. Sad story. 32 more degrees to go, I guess. You have 33-degree Masons, Mandela effect. Nigga, where the other 360 degrees at? You seen a piece of the picture? you had the thin pie slice you try to be humble with at Thanksgiving ass niggas. Fuck you. You're not even 45, boy. You're not even a whole angle. Like, what are we talking about? So, once you know, you know. Feel me? Like, Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is just you course correcting what makes sense. And then watch something else change. Perchance. Butterfly effect. How's that described? Law of rhythm and correspondence. That's quantum entanglement. When something changes, the quantum quotient changes. Meaning, whatever change is quantumly entangled to the change. So you have to find out why that N in 7-Eleven is strange. What does that N, YN, say? YN. Why not the V? Why not any of the E's? You'd notice it. Even the L. Why is it not E-I-E-V-E-N? Like, why N? You don't see it? All your famous people and all that shit on that list. They ain't supposed to be on there for real. Mandela effect. What do you mean all of them are pedophiles? What do you mean they eat anything? Remember 5, 10, 15 years ago, like, oh no, that's not possible. Oh, there's no evidence of that. Oh no, those files aren't real. Oh no, that's just some Democrat Russian. Remember when the Pizzagate, Hunter Biden, Epstein lists were all floating around the same time as Mandela effect, flat Earth, and everything else. As that was floating, Mandela Democrats kept saying, oh no, that's chismes. I thought, y'all Republicans now? All right, chismes. All right, it's all chisme. Mandela effect. You notice how like the past 15 years with chisme is the main headlines? Y'all trying to figure out if Sinbad had a movie though. Nigga, look at this one. When did that movie come out? Come on, look what's coming out. Look what's in theaters now. I thought Beetlejuice 2 and 3 supposed to be out. These motherfuckers is on some other shit, bro. But that's a Mandela effect. For us to be this most decent, better off than everyone, the world, including black people, that's weird. That I see grown-ass men and women defending pedophiles all through the comments of social media. So those are the people voting for the people that they voted for. And y'all playing democracy with these demons. Perchance. What they will do for fiat. Name of the story, isn't it? That shit old as the Bible, ain't it? That's one Mandela they can't affect. They can't do anything that supersedes the Word of God. What is known as the Word of God. They have nothing better than that. Mandela's Law? Weird. If they created it, why are they doing everything else different? And how come everything else different they've done doesn't work? If you start with the foundation of the thing that's timeless still. You didn't build off of that. Reverse it backwards. If you didn't build off of it, what you built ain't it. Perchance, ass niggas. They stupid as shit. It's the Mandela effect, though. Something changed. I don't understand. That feels strange. Me too. The fact that I've been seeing this as a Jew for more than 15 years in a row. And everyone kept playing it off. And they're blaming a thing that a Jewish person is part of. Jewish Sherman. Jewish dude wave guy. Jewish scientist. Jewish math. Jewish God particle. Jewish. They are not Mandela's blood. They would not be recessive. Darwin was wrong? How does evolution work for these niggas? If we're first and taller and stronger and bigger and blacker and more kingly, and they're weak, no calves, can't dump, can't dance, can't stroke, can't do nothing, and the sun hates them. You're telling me that God evolved the Tyrannosaurus into a chicken and a nigga into a Jewish boy? You see how they did that wrong? And they did that equation over 100 years ago, so I can't blame them. I don't know them. But the niggas that believe it, Mandela's Law. In their head, they're Mandel. You're Goyim, you're clay dolls. Nigga, your clay doll the sun don't bake your clay doll. Yeah, God potted us out of the clay. You said you wrote that. You Jewish, but you can't be called a Jew. You're Israeli, but you don't say you're an Israelite. All right, so which one of you black-ass Jewish people are the Amorite? Which one of you black-ass people is the Canaanite? Which one of you black-ass people is the Mauritanian? Which one of you black-ass people are the Egyptians? But you're near the sun of Egypt and it's tearing your fucking skin off. You come from Osiris, aligned everything to a sun god. Obsidian black Jupiter. You're Jupiterian? You black? You obsidian black? Descendant. Your God is the blackest man in existence? And the sun is fucking your skin up? The sun cooking your brain? The sun making you feel anxious? Perchance. You need to counter it with opiates? You can't live in the field your opiate grows, nigga. Perchance. Mandela's effect. What? Bro, 40% to 8%? You know them little boys included in that number, right? Perchance. So they scaled down together now. Thick as thieves, like Jews and Israelites. They thick as thieves like Jews and Israelites. Them white boys and them Jewish people, they thick as thieves like some Jews and Israelites for real. But it's like or as, meaning if you imagine if. No, you see how like they manipulated our imagination about facts. and then created this reality manifestation. Neville Goddard. Oh wait, let's back. That's in the Bible already. Do not give in to false idols and do not cast any graven images of anything above or below. So you don't sit there fixated on your black crystal, manifesting a Mandela effect of your reality that can't be, especially when the math is bad. First, before you imagine anything, add up the cause, and then go through the 10 Commandments, because some of those results are going to happen, and sometimes they're bad. They don't follow none of those laws. But yeah, it was their ancestors that came up with them. It says, honor these. Like, no, I could trick God. Why would that even be an option? Fear God. No, I'm going to manipulate it. That's for the goy. Like, you know how, like, gay it is for these faggots to be in these emails calling anyone a goy when they're sucking dicks of boys? Like, think about it. They're saying that we're the clay dolls. They're sucking on little dick clay dolls? Like, God made them for all these things. We're smart, we're lucky. No, you're not. You're a filthy, dirty piece of shit rat, drawn in every fucking timepiece of no one wanting your bitch ass in their country. That's why you're stupid ass in Egypt for the first time in human history. And the sun's fucking your stupid ass up. Genetics. But you have mRNA and you study genetics. Why you dying of sun diseases? Coronavirus. You could blame 5G if you want to. Nigga, I'm melanated. Don't you need my blood to go through radiation belts? They need our blood to go through a radiation belt. They can't use their blood to go to the beach.
Hold on. I know why you call you the son of Adam.
Our blood goes through radiation belts. They getting their ass whipped like with a radiation belt. You think this shit was like Psalms or Zechariah or Ephesians 19? Of the book they wrote. Ain't that crazy? The book they wrote in Mandela's effect, their death. The book they wrote, the book they're in, they wrote in the death of the synagogue of Satan. The book they're in, it's talking about the people who ally with Satan in the rituals of the synagogue are the ones who are going to die forever. Perchance. What kind of stupid fucking idiot would write that and then live up to it? Mandela effect. So yeah, man. There's 13 reasons why the Bible is about black people. Thus, America. Yeah, now what? Mandela effects, that's all. Go back to it. Nightmare on Elm Street. How did he go away? When they stopped believing in him? Go back to it. What did Jesus say? That mountain go away. If what? You believe in it? If the mountain will move, you believe in it. Then the mountain will stay if you believe it'll stay. If Freddy Krueger is the bad, deadly, and scary when you dream of him, then he'll be a bitch-ass nigga when you wake. If you do the same thing, the other way. Law of polarity. They try to break the gender of what a Jew is. Now they're quantum entangled in the opposite dimension. Meaning, if you think of tug of war, like we're racing to a covenant contract, like all we gotta do is change our mind about that shit. Proclamation. It's just with the word. What I want to register it. What a nigga gonna do that's gonna register my degree? Die in 30 years from sun disease? That's fucking useless. His grandkids ain't gonna fucking remember him, let alone what the fuck I am. Y'all be forgetting some of these terrorizing ass bitch ass niggas that be in our story in Americas die off. And that's why the pieces keep getting put back together, because it only takes a few people to die off. It only takes one fucking French crazy horror revolution to chop the king's head off and everyone lose morale. Just like right now, Epstein is, everyone's losing morale. You're not gonna hear none of that shit about MAGA or Democrat in a little while. For real. Just like right now in Asia, what are they talking about? Them feminists. It's a slur now. Feminists in Asia, where it comes from, is now a slur. Like Mandela effect. Our sister said the feminists lied to him. The other sisters be like, I don't know what a feminist is, but I sound like one. For 10 years because social media, but the ideas were in different women based on their mothers in college and stuff. But as a whole, Mandela effect. Women who didn't want a husband and be mothers no more? Perchance. Like, that's a Mandela effect, right? We don't know what day that changed. We know they always play games. I'm talking about like the words that they say. Mandela's. They weren't talking like that before. Not out loud. Not boldly. Not standing on it. Not at 40. We've had the internet for 20 plus years. I didn't see no 40-year-old women back then talking stupid. And I saw the Lipstick Alley, where Angela Yee and them come from on rapmusic.com. Perchance. So like, no. If they weren't chasing ballers, celebrities, and rappers, they were taking their monkey ass to school and getting married. Perchance. Unfortunately, the internet and SoundCloud made every nigga rapper, so these girls thought they had a chance of a real version of a power couple. Why would you want that? Mandela effect. They went to church every Sunday in the 90s, though. Skipped Psalms 13:1 and ended up a Jezebel. That's a Mandela effect, I think. For real. These girls are the ones who grew up going to church on Sundays in the 90s and ended up Jezebel and standing on that. What was your grandmother wasting her time with your whore ass for? Like, your grandmother tried to raise y'all. I was there. And I mean, most of them, not all of them, miss me with the bullshit. The majority of our sisters in our society wasn't having that shit. Even if they made the mistake at 15 to 19 and shit, they bounced back before they were 30. Most of your aunts and grandmas did not hit the wall. They did not move the wall back to 35 and 40 either. As soon as that 28 was approaching, now it didn't always work out after that, but listen, they wasn't waiting to try. They tried, they failed, whatever. Yeah, perchance. They made that whole script up. And look how dangerous it is. Look how dangerous it is to believe in some stupid nigga shit without fact checking it and not trying to figure out what the noun, the person, and the thing is. A Jewish lesbian came up with feminism? Now go back to her degrees, genders. Think about her men. Jewish men? Obviously she'd be a lesbian. What are we talking about? What are our sisters talking about? You see how it is when you don't believe you're an Israelite or a Jew for real? How easy it is for a Jewish person to take you to hell? Perchance. Sometimes I look at their existence as a test itself. They can't beat us. They won't acknowledge us. They won't debate us. They won't comment. They pussy. And I know that demonstrably. That won't stop them from doing the dirty shit they do to Malcolms and X's and Hueys, but they never do it with their own hands, just like they never shoot their own guns. They got to use your own neighbors to commit a sin, to keep their hands clean. So they think, perchance, as if God is stupid. But you know what I'm saying? I like how God used them in this last 100-year run as a rubric, just for them the 100 years run into some baby boy penis, into some cream cheese. Ew, nigga. Tell me I'm lying. Mandela effect. So, you know, what I'm saying is, I've noticed something. Since I've covered the Mandela effect, one of my first midnight lives, 10 to 11 years ago, Facebook, YouTube, I used to upload them at midnight, no live streams. I started with Giants, Mandela effect, aliens, I'm John Smith, I'm Indian. Everything I've said since then, up to the dailies and 3 a.m., perchance, man. Perchance, bro. Perchance that's a Mandela effect. When you pray for a thing, pray as if you already have it. Consider that which is not as it is. Faith is the evidence of the thing, hopeful, the substance of the unseen. Perchance. Sounds like a Mandela effect to me. Because if they computer with a drop of nigga blood, all that RAM and storage in one little cell of our DNA to power up a stupid ass question answer, then imagine if you took your blood seriously. Heritage, nativity, nationality, where your grandmother stayed, what's the right way, what your Bible say. What if you took your blood seriously? then you understand that the Mandela effect is coming from Mandel's law. Isn't that about blood anyway? Ain't that Bible about blood anyway? Ain't their sin and their abomination and their cursed genitals and their cursed pineal glands is based on their abuse of blood anyway? Like, the more they abuse the blood, the worse their genetics get. So what I'm saying is, God is not just going to kill one dickhead Epstein. He's going to kill all of them. They didn't read that Bible that they wrote, huh? That's crazy. That must be a Mandela effect. The best readers with the highest IQ in the world never read the Bible. That's crazy. They wrote it for some reason, though. You know what I'm saying? They wrote it just to be saying shit, so they can get passports to countries that don't want them. Can you imagine being the chosen people of God and no one like you? I can. I remember being the chosen people of God and no one likes us. I know what that's like, but nah, they don't know why they don't like us. They know all the reasons why they shouldn't like you. They just taking a long time, because it's like anything that God blesses you with. If society wants to hold on to the wrong things, God can't open up your mind anyway. So perchance. I don't know who's worse, the society or the Jewish people. But I got law of polarity now. Jews and Israelites, Jewish people, in a gradient of white to dark people. I can just cut that off right there. Wrong switch. You know how we are. We don't even like people. So, Mandela effect. We was kings and shit. Wrong story. Mandela effect. We was pharaohs and shit. And there is no was. Because the only thing that makes a pharaoh is his fucking blood. Mandela effect. What are they talking about? Acme is an anvil effect. We ain't waiting for change. Yeah, in order for you to grow your own shit, Pharaoh got to drown, don't he? Don't skip no steps. You got to get past the golden bullshit and everything. You got to see the UFOs appear over the mountains. You need to send Moses to the desert. He needs to climb a mountain, and there's got to be all these lights appear in the sky. Mandela effect. Ew. I've never seen Aiden Ross land that trick. But meanwhile, over here, right? I never seen Ben Shapiro try that. Ew. Nobody they got in my age range fucking with the kid, for real. When it comes to being a Jew. Ew. All that money and all those views and still can't get a bad bitch that doesn't go, ew. Mandela effect. You're the king's bloodline. How are y'all not the kings of bitches? Your whole book's about bitches. Song of Solomon, Sheba. David killed his best friend for some bitches. Y'all be killing your best friend for their kids. Y'all don't know how to read, bro. That must be a Mandela effect. Their whole business is children, bro. Look at Epstein's weird ass, stupid ass, faggot ass, gay ass. They think he's smart and intelligent. Nigga playing Roblox, Fortnite, 4chan. He in all the gooner chats. That's where he's comfortable at. They're excited because he gets to say nigga. The child lovers love the N-word. Like, okay. But the Bible, though. But what God said, but kingdoms, and but decency, but civilization, but math, but astrophysics, but Mandel, but quantum computers. I notice how none of that shit where white people are. If we honest. None of that shit here, is it? Alright now. None of that shit in Israel either. The only thing that is not shit, piece of shit people that can't fight their own battles. They still need to hire an army of niggas. I'm sorry, an army of guerrillas. I'm sorry, guerrilla warfare. They still need us. That's what I'm saying, perchance. Them motherfuckers have never been calling us boy ever in fucking human history. They know big. I'll smack the shit out of them. They talking to white people. Mandela effect. They know better. They know better than bite our fucking hand. I just have the wrong fucking dream about a nigga. That's what I'm saying. Like, you gotta know who you are. And then you can deduce who everyone else is. And then you have to deduce party. Are them niggas really targeting me on some foul shit? Or are they targeting everybody else? Because it's all the white people that believe that mRNA is good for your health. If you did poll for poll, body for body, group for group, lobby for lobby, you know, Team Copper Color, man, we tried the hardest to warn us people. Team Copper colored all through this motherfucker and all of our associates. If you looked at the gradient of who was woke in this bitch 7 years ago versus who talking about they woke now, perchance, Mandela effect, they ain't woke at all. Repeating the videos we made already don't make you woke. That made you late to the party, nigga. You're not an Israelite then. Israelites always early. We are. All of our Bible is prophecy, meaning every story is what? Early. They can't read. And it's so goofy in their secret societies. They try and use all these degrees to create a fake scripted reality of, Project Blue Beams. That shit ain't real. What the fuck they waiting for? The nigga dead already. You know what I'm saying? All these other things. It's like, and we look at all these things that are being invested in. A nigga that's on 4chan playing Roblox, extorting weak-ass, bitch-ass niggas that are really homosexuals. That's what we're waiting for to turn into the Jetsons? Mandela effect. Nah, them niggas ain't got no free energy. They had access to free energy things that was created by niggas who understood free energy. They don't understand free energy. Look how much usury they have. It can't be both ways. They cannot have secret patents and free energy and Nikola Tesla research personally, but mean publicly to drain the energy of the entire economy, which you think they're doing manually, and they're not. They have to act like they're ahead of this, like they're playing Snake. You know how Snake is when you hit the apple and you become your own border? That's the government. They're saying, okay, this is inconvenient term, but yeah, we're snaring this. Yeah, we want everyone dead. Yeah. We don't want no money here. Yeah. Let's go to crypto that goes up and down. Yeah. All right, now we're gonna lean into XRP. Yeah. Oh yeah, Venezuela. Oh yeah, we want. Oh yeah. Motherfuckers fuck with Nvidia and all them companies, the Samsung and shit. And you saw like how RAM jumped to the moon. That fucks with like crypto. There used to be video games and fucking 3D Studio Max, but now it's all the gay boy shit, right? So they inflated it so normal scammers and jiggers, our little brothers are getting brighter, so they can't afford it. What did China do? If China don't fuck with niggas, I don't know who do, bro. They don't say it out loud. It's not political. Like I said, these people are never talking to us, but it just feel like where the Asiatic comes from is making every fucking decision, it feels like, to make sure we don't lose access to the future. Because that motherfucker said, I'm dropping RAM that costs $138 when the average is $300 to $600. And they got the rare earth minerals to mass produce it. Those other companies, cooked. Because they juicing the numbers, just like they juicing Arizona. You know what happens to supply and demand. Well, they have a supply, they have an inflated demand price and an underwhelming supply without rare earth minerals. And what China does, what did China just do then? They had to buy all those rare earth minerals at $1 billion, whatever that's worth, and then price these products $300, $600, $800 to make it worth. China says no, it's $138. So they invested in all those rare earth minerals, raw Maduro, all the shit that comes with it, silver. And then it's like, damn, we'll have to sell this shit for like sub 200. But you bought it at 600. You sound like you're a crypto miner, bitch. Perchance. You understand? It never sticks. That's what I'm saying. We live our whole life in the United States thinking myopically about white people, Jewish people, fuck our grandmothers. But the whole time there's this thing called China happening. China is making it impossible for anyone associated with United States corporations to sell anything. Benjamin Franklin's Issues of Mankind. What the fuck he say again? Hey, yo, Britain, after Queen Elizabeth, dominating furniture and manufacturing and shit like that. Whether it's boats. Remember, there's steampunk era too, by the way. So all those automatrons and shit you saw, that's that time period. By the way, perchance. So they just got watch it, Big Ben clocks, all that shit. They talking about they manufacturing, nigga. They ain't talking about little wooden boats, nigga. So they booming though, right? They modernizing. All right, but the Bible said, yo, this is what happens when they stop modernizing. They start living off their profits and have stupid daughters. They start dying off in this bitch. And what happens? The other immigrations, like the West Indies and all of them kids, they start taking shit serious at a lower price. They don't need slavery. They can just work together like you in that Chinese plant, jumping off into a net every once in a while. But that shit only gonna last for about 20 years. All right, this is the end of that 20 years, and beware, we're here. The United States can't dominate information technology. They can't dominate tech. They can't dominate electric anything because they don't have no damn batteries. Their solar system sucks. Their grid sucks. We ain't do nothing with the trains, nothing with the riverways. We're not ready for 2000 nothing. But then want to compete, overprice everything, tariff everyone, tax everybody. Ain't that all the degrees, perchance, of why a king or emperor or mad person is decapitated and removed from world power stage? All right now, Mandela effect. I swear we read all these things, so many TV shows about the same thing. Were they paying attention to why the same thing keep happening? Nah, they kept doing the why of the damn ass nigga because they're like, oh, that's a king, I should act like that. Fake it till I make it. Fake it until you dead, bitch. Did you read the Bible or not? You can't be not lukewarm. You gotta be very, very fucking cold quantum or very, very fucking hot angel. There is no in between for us. Did they read that shit? I don't think so. And thank God they didn't, right? Because there's no way they can claim to say they wrote and understand anything if they can't see what's happening. If my big homie keep telling us, is it not already written what would happen to things like this? Blasphemy, abomination. It's just a matter of when, not if. The Bible is a repeat until. It's not a matter of if justice will happen, it's a matter of when. Now remember, justice is like a pendulum. Right now, we haven't claimed who we are, so it's been bouncing off of our back like some fucking stupid Indians. You are the Jew, you are the Israelite. There's no need for you to invoke anything Christian. You have the same God and the same book in its primer from Egypt. So I'm not gonna let no Bible or no religion have me say my ancestors were demons. They were, you dumb bitch. They're acting like their ancestors is what? Your ancestors came on a slave ship. What they gonna help you solve in this bitch? They're stupid. Anyway, my ancestors were demons, and we worked it out. Redemption. So anyway, you know, they read the Bible. The Bible that because my ancestors were demons. You don't have any fucking ancestor worship system that's stronger than a nigga that's walking on the ground in our Bible. Your ancestors enslaved shit with Africa or slavery. My ancestors and me freeing your goofy ass now. What deity is that? My ancestor taught you how to read. Like, what deity is that? So yeah, we got a lot of people who got the game fucked up because they still imagining some other shit. So that law of rhythm just hitting them in the back of their stupid ass empty head. That's fine, terracottas. Let them be terracottas and NPCs. I'm fine with that. There's a word for it already on Hakata Part 3. Like, they're not reading. And if you ain't reading, you ain't writing. And if you ain't reading and writing, you ain't thinking about nothing. You're reciting Psalms and Proverbs, I guess. Why you quoting my grandfather David? They be quoting kings and then antagonize saying that we weren't kings. Which one is it? All your favorite quotes from that Bible, a king spoke. Are the Egyptians and Jews kings or not? And why are Jewish people doing corporations? What interrupted them? All we see is that they turn everything faggot, gay, declare war on their own nation, lose, fag, astray, and then run somewhere else. We have this on video. You have no video of Jewish people fighting in World War II. You have not one video of these bitch-ass niggas fighting back. All the shit that happened to the girls and Anne Franks and the boys. Not one video, not excursion, nothing. But I can find tons of literature about how they ain't shit. You can find all the videos of them dressing like little bitches. You can find all the videos of the girls acting like men. And you can find all the videos and the documents and the references and libraries. Hopefully Germany burnt it all. That's talking about how you're supposed to deal with kids. Inappropriately. Epstein's list. 100 years ago, there's an Epstein list in Germany. 100 years now, there's Epstein German here. So that's their real current history. Where that shit in the Bible? Don't tell me it's Canaanite and Baalamite. Bitch, you wasn't here in 1751. You don't know the fuck a Canaanite is. So that means you made this up yourself. Y'all made that up. Like what I'm saying, imagine if, like, these groups of people, they made up those rituals. They gave it names, but the shit they're doing and they're comfortable with, they do it today. They ain't from our Bible, nigga. Stop putting them niggas in our shit. Just like we ain't Christians, we ain't Jewish. We're the Jews and Israelites. They're Jewish, Israeli, Christian, Roman Catholic branch, bastardized, ran out of money, trying to hold on to their power while they hold on to the kids' pants. That's been consistent for over 150 years in all of them. Nothing's going to be done about it because the majority of this country that's still alive is just like them. That's what all the women are complaining about. And by all the women, me too, that was mostly white women and Jewish women. Have you noticed? Our sisters, jumped into it. Anyway, but the white women and Jewish women went through everyone in Hollywood and said it's the same sandwich. Jill Biden or the other Biden, writing the same thing. Elon, OpenAI, Sam Altman's sister, same thing. Sam Altman got a weird case. Biden got a weird case. Biden's laptop got a weird case. Epstein got a weird case. Weiner's laptop got a weird case. Bill Clinton and Hillary got a weird case. Comet Ping Pong, Barack Obama got a weird case. Those underground tunnels that been there since we were there got a weird case now. Hugh Hefner estates connected to everyone else's estate, and all of a sudden Palisades kept fire. That's a weird case, but that's the same type of case over there now. Now there's biolabs in Vegas. As soon as I get here, can you imagine? And they're Chinese. Remember I was telling you about what's up with these Chinese people sneaking the vials in their socks going somewhere during the COVID pandemic? Can you fucking imagine? In the epicenter of some shit like that. They found a second one. So yeah. I'm just saying, man. Mandela effect. If it's real, man. If God was serious, if our ancestors was on some bullshit for hundreds of years, and they never changed or edited any of that foundation, because I mean, Old Testament Ten Commandment Mosaic laws is like before Tartarian captivity, so them niggas ain't changed that shit themselves in over 800 years. And then Genghis comes 400 to 500 years ago, and he says, I did not come to change none of that shit that been like that for 800 years. Like, damn, homie. He says, is it not written? It's been written for a long time. Why would I change that? Y'all can't figure this out by now? Because y'all still plotting and scheming and working with demons just to be precious. Faggots. Based on true story. Hold on. Which way we going this time, fellas? Sorry about that. Not only did it have that hang up on the mic, because when you call me on Instagram, it kills all the audio on your system. So if you try to get my attention, I think the phone call or the text message, just a message, it'll pop up. I saw it, but I hit unmute and it was still muted. It doesn't tell you it's muted. You feel me? The icon has a slash to it. You hit the icon, it's unslash, and you're like, muted. I'm like, how do you unmute? Unmute. ASIO driver bad. And then the lady that I'm waiting for, she talked to me. She seemed cool as shit. So just a matter of actually getting a message or phone call. I love these games. But just tell the story the way it goes, right? So yeah, man. People don't read or write correctly who claim. My only problem with all those people and any people like that, no matter what color they are, is that you can have your opinion and your worldview. It's just that you're christening yourself referring to our Bible. You can have an opinion and a way of looking and navigating this world without referring to anything we got. Period. It says do not change your word, meaning when you recite it too. Not just when a nigga transcribing it in a time period they didn't exist. Nigga, I'm English. We could have translated that shit all by ourselves, like I'm doing. So there's no reason for all the shit they got going on based on our book. They can have all that shit going on based on their book, based on their opinions, based on their views. You know the best part on that shit? They can do all that shit on their base, nigga. You're not entitled to no base over here with that bullshit you on. That Christian stupid nigger shit. That Catholic dumbass bitch shit. That Jewish rabbi, Mormon, dickhead, fucking sucking fucking dick faggots ass bitch ass niggas all over this bitch. You could have did all that shit where the fuck your grandmother lived and without our fucking book. But they couldn't. And they can't. And they won't. And they didn't. What I'm saying is for the righteous and the people who are trying to figure out what's right and wrong and how come things ain't happening for us, is because all these fake ass people in our country, not from our country. So just like how we talk about the Jewish person story in the last 200 years, this is the story of everyone here. That's not us. They said they kicked them out of X amount of countries. All these people come from X amount of countries. You're gonna stack it real shortly. They talk about they kicked the Jewish people out of countries. You ain't kicked no Jew out of nothing. You moved to where Jews live. So if they kick all these different Jewish people out their countries, meaning they're explaining a phenomenon of their mixing, then who the fuck here? Every last single motherfucker that kicked out their countries. And in the political paintings, they're all rats. Thieves, liars, this, that. Every drawing, every political banter. Hate these niggas. Since George Washington. That's why Henry Ford wrote about it. I wonder if he used to be a Henry Alford. You know how it is with your black grandfather, right? So, they on some other shit, bro. They don't take their own shit serious. That's my only problem, man. This shit say your daddy ain't shit. How you end up with a church, a Bible, and my grandmother's backyard? You motherfuckers is tenting out. Y'all niggas is squatting. Y'all niggas put a tent in my grandma's backyard. That's crazy. Where you come from? Y'all got wooden ships on this island? Weird. What year is it where you live? Oh, y'all from 500 years ago? During the 1800s? Oh, okay. No steamboats, no zeppelins, no flight yet? We're waiting for the Wright brothers to steal a motor from niggas. Oh, you gotta wait for us to make cars again for you. All right. They said they ain't flying till the 1900s. So you were never a fucking king or an emperor. That, ding, 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 ding. Like, what are we talking about? Every emperor had flight. From Leonardo da Vinci to Icarus, nigga. Niggas with wings and shit. Like, Ezekiel, like, you know what I'm talking about? We talk about the warriors took off. The chariots flew off. Like, they're dead ass serious. But that's only in Jerusalem, where the Ark of the Covenant is. Come on now. Come on now. They want to guess what it is. Bitch, why are you guessing what that is? Is God is or is God isn't, nigga? I'm tired of him. I'm tired of him questioning fucking with us and God, talking about, I wonder if it's real. Ark of the Covenant, we're going to do 100 documentaries. Who's the real Jews? One day Egyptian. Like, in King James English, guys, the only reason that language is spread like that, they're speaking a language that proves that the Bible is real, because the language they know is from the Bible. We didn't need English. What do we need to translate our Bible for? We're the Hebrew Jews already. We memorized it in Hebrew, I'm sure. Like, I'm rememorizing all the stories in English. So what would be the purpose of us needing a new language for us? To tell our story about us when we're the kings writing stories that must be true because we're the king writing it. What? This story must be true. I'm in a castle, bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like the nigga had amnesia. Come on now. How do you overthrow a kingdom if the niggas that overthrown weren't kings? You understand? Who did you overthrow? If you overthrew the Moors, well, and if the Moors had a church with that Bible already, well, why do Moors have an English Bible then? Why you overthrow the people who printed your Bible, bitch? That don't make sense. The Moors are in Geneva, 1599, nigga. On 1751, nigga. Take 150 years off. The little bit of white people, or little bit smaller. Who printed that Bible, bitch? But yeah, we're gonna. What do you do to us? In your own little vain imagination of shit that never happened, Mandela effect. That's what I'm saying. Their history is a Mandela effect. They said that Sinbad was in Space Jam. They're like Sinbad was in the Space Jam movie, nigga. These niggas. Nah, it was a Shazam Kazam type shit. Since we talking about Maghreb Al-Aqsa and he's a Moor, isn't he? Tall as shit. Pale, but red hair. Castillo. You should look at that fucking painting again. Sinbads, nigga. Not no white boy. Mandela effect, nigga. Blood. It's too easy when you take the shit serious. Sinbad a big nigga. He a big redhead. He a big ginger.
Thank you.
Back 7-11. All right, we'll message you next time. YouTube is YouTube. You're right, brother. It ain't your fault. I just know iOS don't handle that. They don't tell you that. It'll just be. Shit gotta work out. Mandela effect. They're not Barry Sanders edition. I've seen those all the time. They got dead stock somewhere in the city. Them shit's like 25 years old. Barry Sanders? 1996. DeyZan Sanders, 1996. Yep. Those are old. That's older than a lie that people be telling themselves about this country. You know what's scary? That I think they believe me. I don't know what that's like to experience. Evil.
So I have to I feel like this. Oh, no, I thought you said you had your idea.
I want to do a new live in a second. Give me 5 minutes. I'll make a phone call.
Excuse me, I just read
Bernie Sanders edition.
just a